You?
Hello, soldiers. You are listening to the sound of victory because I am Liss Victory, and you have tuned into that broadcast virtual open mic broadcasting right now on YouTube. And one of these days, I will build a URL for you to find that. Until then, you can find pretty much anything at lissvictory.com. So I'm going to read the list as it stands now. It's very likely to change because people pop in and out, and that's just our experience so far. First, I will open up. I'll play a couple of songs for yins, and then we have, in order, Chelsea Biehl, M Theory, Connor Griffin, Nalini I'm going to ask you how to pronounce that. I apologize. Nalini, Jimi Yamagishi, Nick Graybeal, and Shadow. And I don't see Jeremy's name on here, so I missed him. Give me 1 second because I offered him a specific number when he joined the chat, so I'm going to put him in there. He's third. All right, we will amend the list, and I will add that. Jeremey will be third. Everybody else is bumped. And please, when you play, feel free to add your links to the chat. Please feel free to give people your website verbally at the end of your set. And if you have any live streams coming up, please let people know what your live streams are. And until then, Jeremey Caywood is third. I'm going to play a couple songs for you. I'm going to start with my love song to Pittsburgh because I am now officially a New Yorker. I just moved to New York City just a couple months ago, and everything's like signed, sealed, stamped, and official now. But I'm really feeling my Pittsburgh love song, so that's what I'm gonna play. It's called Steel City Broad, and I think it is on Bandcamp. It's on Bandcamp from my band, Victory at the Crossroads. That's VX Roads, roads like the kind you drive on, .bandcamp.com, and I always recommend that you make your band purchases from Bandcamp because 80+% of the revenue goes back to the artist. Bandcamp only takes a small percentage, whereas iTunes and the other purchasing services, they take the majority of the share. So I always advocate Bandcamp. And during this pandemic, they've been doing a lot of specials where you can where they've been giving 100% of the proceeds back. They just did that on May 1st. I would not be surprised if they do it again. So keep your eyes on Bandcamp, support by Bandcamp, and I'll do another shill at the end of my set. But for now, this song is called Steel City Broad.
How many of the fools written a song about you? How many more times will we sing along to these old rhymes? Time and time again, and now I find myself staring out of three rivers. Pittsburgh, where do you find yourself? I can help but wonder. At the end of the day, I maintain my dignity. Be my choice, right or wrong, I made it honestly. When will we realize it's all the same story, just seen through different eyes? And we will fall your hierarchy, honesty, humanity. At the end of the day,
message that sent ouch. So that concerns me. Wes, how did it sound? Unmuting you, or trying to. We're unmuting you at the same time. There we go.
Yeah, we're noticing a bit of the bandwidth limit on your side. Other than that, I mean, volume wise and clarity, it's there. It's just when it hits the bandwidth limit, we're hearing some distortion, and there's not much we can do about it.
Yeah, so we are working on upgrading our internet at Castle right now, which is where I live because I'm a fucking artsy fuck, and everywhere I live has a name. So that's not uncommon. I feel like we have another performer who joined the chat. I will deal with you momentarily because I have another song, and then I will see if they want to perform. Please address me in the chat if you want to talk about performances, because everybody's muted during performances for best practice. So yeah, Wes, I saw ouch and I was like, oh no, I'm blowing up the levels, I'm too loud, and I'm trying to like get it back as far as possible because I am loud. But this next song is a quiet one, and since Nick always plays my favorite song, I'm gonna play his favorite song. And it also happens to be, again, a song that I'm just feeling right now. So this is one of my newer songs. It may or may not end up in the trash bin, and it's called "I'm Sorry, I Love You." Should I move up? No, I'm just gonna stay here. It's fine. I wish I knew why you, but it's just a feeling. Try to tell myself it's not true, that it's just a feeling. Then why did I invite you in? Did I? I don't remember much since the drugs fucked me up. You came into my dreams, then you refuse to leave. Well, I'm sorry, I love you. I'm sorry, I love you. Looks like I broke my promise too. I'm so sorry, I love you. I love you. Woke up the next day to see your face. Didn't know my dreams could transcend time and space. I'm awestruck in resplendent bliss, and still ask for one more kiss. One more, one more, one more, one more. Unfortunate, you said. Lying in my bed. To be honest, I didn't expect reciprocation. Just
just wanted to express my own deep affection, and I'm not sorry. I love you, I'm not sorry. I love you. I'm not sorry. I love you. Yeah. Yes, I did invite you in, 'cause love is what I'm feeling. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's gonna make it onto something. I feel pretty good about that song. I remember I got really stoned at one point, and I was like, this is gonna be the greatest pop song ever, because of that last line that says, 'cause love is what I'm feeling. I'm like, that's a radio hit right there. Like, I can get that. Okay, so quick shill before we move forward. Eddie is our newbie. Eddie, I think I'm going to put you on at 9 if you're good with 9 and you want to play. Awesome. Okay, so quick shill. You can find all my stuff at Liss Victory. You can make a one-time donation, paypal.com/Liss Victory, or the Cash App $, Liss Victory, or you can join Patreon if you're not a member already. You can become one of my patrons over there. It's patreon.com/ you guessed it, Liss Victory. It's super easy to join, and it's especially good platform right now for people who want to support a variety of different artists. I have a lot of friends on there, and it's become a very reliable source of income for us so that we can put money into, for example, a Zoom account that can help us broadcast and do things like this for longer than 40 minutes. At this current point, our patron from Zoom, for Zoom, is actually Wes Mason. It's not that side on my screen. Actually, he's over here on my screen. Wes Mason is our patron for the month of May. And thanks to him, we're able to do this. And thanks to Wes, we're able to do a lot of different tech things and help people sound good. Also, thanks to Ken Kerr. He's part of our tech team. And Nick Graybeal is also part of our tech team and our audio engineer. So if you really want to get the best sound, if you want to get in touch with Nick Graybeal in the chat, he will be more than helpful and more than happy to talk to you in the chat and get your sound sounding the best that it possibly can. Yeah, I think that's all of my shills. So we will move on with the show. Thank you so much again to my tech team, Wes Mason, Ken Kerr, and Nick Graybeal. It means a lot to have yins on board with me here because it's not really something that I feel like I could do by myself. And if I tried, it would be a goddamn nightmare. And thank you to all of you coming out and performing tonight. Really excited to see sets. And nice to see familiar faces and new faces too. So let's get on with the show. In the hole, that's not next. That's next. We have Jeremey Caywood at the number 3 spot where I said I would put him. On deck, get ready to play next, is M Theory. But coming to the stage right now, we have Chelsea Biehl. Let me find you, Chelsea, and I will unmute you. There you are. Hello, Chelsea.
Hello.
All right, the stage is yours.
Oh yeah, I'm tired today. Thank you. Tonight I'm gonna be doing 2 originals. Actually, I know that I usually do like 1 original, 1 cover, and kind of like divvy it up. But tonight I'm gonna do 2 originals. The first one that I'm going to do right now is called Why. It's actually the first original that I wrote. At least the first one that I still sing everywhere. You know. it's like the first one that really made the cut that I liked it. So this is why, and hope that you like it as well. Here I am, alone in my room, thinking about how I care for you. Knowing that I can't go back, I got too much to lose. I wasn't really your friend, just someone you could use. Why do you do the things you do? Why do you gotta be so rude? Why is it always about you? Tell me what I'm supposed to do. Why can't it all be over? Never around when things get tough. I think that I finally had enough. I've tried and tried, but it has to be your way. So I guess there's nothing left to say but bye, goodbye. Why do you do the things you do? Why do you gotta be so rude? Why is it always about you? Tell me what I'm supposed to do. Why can't it all be over? I wish you well in all you do. I hope that things work out for you. But in the end, I hope you'll see what it is that you've done to me. Why do you do the things you do? Why do you gotta be so rude? Why is it always about you? Tell me what I'm supposed to do. Why can't it all be over? I think it's finally over. Thank you. Hey, Dee, could you back me off some? Okay. Well, I figured, but I was backing myself off a little bit, so I don't know if it was like, I don't know. Here, real quick, before I start this next song, can you tell me if this is too loud? And does my voice sound good? Okay, and this is a more quiet song, so it shouldn't, even if it is a little bit loud, it shouldn't be like too loud. So this next one is my newest original. I wrote this one sometime last week, I think. Yeah, like I wrote it in like a day. Last week I got super inspired and wrote like 2 songs in 2 days, and this is one of them. This is more of a sad song. This is called My Best Friend. It's about, so my grandma recently passed away in January, and I wrote this song from my mom's perspective about it. So I hope you like it. Wait, I see Wes commented something about my sound. What's wrong with it?
Getting a little bit of a like a high band noise coming in. It just sounds like maybe there's a little too much gain on the input, but I don't know if that's something we can really fix right now. But it should be okay. I mean, you're still coming through fine. It's just there's just a little bit of noise in the silent parts.
Okay. It's all right?
Yeah. It's really not bad. I'd say just move forward so that we can keep the show going.
Okay. I was trying to say that too.
You know, after I stopped and asked, I saw that it said something to look at the next time, and I was like, oh. All right. Jacob said he might have fixed it, so we'll see. I remember when she called, telling me you'd soon be gone. I couldn't bear it, the thought of a life without you here right by my side. You were always the one I came running to when there was something I was going through. How do I pick up the pieces? How do I move on? Who do I talk to? How do I get through now that you're gone? God, please, if you can hear me, give me back my best friend. I hope that will be okay. I knew you'd leave someday, but I never expected it to end this way. Silent phones, 'cause you're not home. I'm feeling so alone. This world's all wrong without you. There's no one I can talk to. Mama, I'm sorry I can't be strong, but life without you feels so wrong. How do I pick up the pieces? How do I move on? Who do I talk to? How do I get through now that you're gone? God, please, if you can hear me, give me back my best friend. I remember when she called, telling me that you were gone. Thank you. So, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. I have put all, well, Jacob actually did it. He put all of the links in the chat. You can find me on all of those platforms if you search Chelsea Biehl, Biehl, or Chelsea Singing on social media. And I have some things in the works, but I don't have any like of my originals out there yet. So as of now, it's just covers.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Chelsea Biehl, everyone. Great set. Really loved it. Like to see the 2 originals. I'm not against the covers, but I'm totally a very, very pro original. And if I may so shill myself, you can find me on pretty much any social media at Liss Victory. So back to the list. In the hole is Connor Griffin. That's not next. That's next. On deck, that's actual next, we have Jeremey Caywood, otherwise known to us personally as Jay Wood. But coming to the stage right now, I would like to welcome my dear friend, M Theory. Getting you unmuted. You might have to approve that, babe.
All right, there we go.
Success! The stage is yours, my darling.
All right, thank you very much, Liss. Awesome host. Always glad to be here and see everybody. I am going to start with a weird and wacky cover I did a while ago. I don't even know what the inspiration was for this song, but it's a little mellow. I don't even know what the title is to this, actually. I have a lot of untitled songs for some reason. I need to like sit down and give them all names or something. I don't know, but here we go. So I don't know. So it's just a weird song. Sounds great. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. Okay, this next song is a little bit controversial. No, it's not actually. It's just a new. I just wrote this the other day. I was feeling a little weird, and I don't do like hard drugs or anything, but yeah. So I'll just say that. Okay, this is a quarantine song about quarantine, being quarantined. Drugs for me in quarantine, and there's not enough hugs for me in quarantine. Same thing day in, day out in quarantine. want to admit things aren't that different in quarantine. And these people are all making me nervous. And I can't breathe. Yeah, these people making me nervous. And what about me? Do I make you feel nervous? 'Cause I didn't mean to make you feel nervous. Yeah, there's not enough love for me in quarantine. And still, there's not enough drugs for me in quarantine. Somebody take this lonely feeling away. It's inside of me. But here's the thing, been here a long time, and it's not leaving me. These people, they're all making me nervous. What's wrong with me? I don't know why they're making me nervous. And I can't see the brighter side of anything. But I'll keep trying anyway today. Oh, oh, oh. It's the new quarantine song. Hope you guys liked it. Yeah, I plan on maybe getting that up on Bandcamp. I don't have any of my original stuff up yet. A little bit on YouTube. Please click like, subscribe to my channel, M Theory X. There will be new content coming up, and I do plan on posting a live stream, but I haven't got one coming up yet. So I'm excited to hear any other plugs you guys got going on. Thanks for listening. Thank you very much, Liss.
Thank you, M Fury, everyone. That was great. So, wait, quick commentary. Totally rude as a host to do, but I don't know if you saw it in the chat. So, have you heard of the band Failure?
No.
They're a grunge band out of the 90s. They're all up in the Spotify. They're probably on YouTube. I fell in love with them really late in the game. Your first song really reminded me of Failure, and I'm saying, like, this is a top grunge band for me, like, in line with Nirvana and Soundgarden. I like them that much. So please check out Failure. Please record those songs, because I would totally rock out to those.
Yeah,
like,
I
both of them.
Get them up soon. You know, I have a lot of time on my hands, so I really should.
I personally would really love to see those two songs happen soon. As soon as possible, it would be lovely. And thank you again.
Thank you, Liss.
Awesome. So M Theory, everyone, find her on the Facebooks, or find her on the YouTubes, subscribe, like, and find her on the Instagrams. Back to the list. The show goes on. In the hole, next is Nalini. She's going to let us know how to say her last name. Actual next on deck is Connor Griffin. But coming to the stage right now, everybody's favorite, you know him, you love him, it's Caywood. Jeremy, I'm going to find you and unmute you.
I am here to be unmuted. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. The stage is yours, baby.
Liss, I love your hair. Yay. Okay, cool. So that's a great, dude. M Theory. I mean, every time I'm sitting over here and I just I fall deep into the music, and as you sing, you create these images that just create smiles as well as the emotion that you're trying to portray, and it's just fantastic. Just so about drugs. Here's one about drugs. This is from years and years ago. All sorts of drugs are mixed into this song. There's not one drug that provided this song. It was multiple drugs over multiple years. Kind of just a memory towards. We'll call it Dips. I don't play this song very often, so I'm excited to share it. So thanks. Let's see if I can have my muscles work. Today, maybe 7 or 8 times, we will leave this place. See you sometime tomorrow night. You can pick me up, we can find our way all lost. Tank is moving on. In these neighborhoods we've grown to love. Christina swears the lights come on. I'll believe it when I see Hansel and Gretel must be gone. There's no more crumbs left behind for me. And at the curve we will see, across the world, the universe and us. Yeah, no photograph, I believe, could ever capture this simple love. We will sing, we will sing, we will sing our favorite song. The roads are smoky haze tonight, divisions empty as can be. Are we turning left or right? If you game, then so are we. The guys are riding in the trunk. This is a true story. The girls in front, the dog in between. You are making this so much fun. We're superheroes to the extreme. We will sing, we will sing, we will sing along tonight. We will sing. Favorite song. cool. That's a fun old one. About drugs and how awesome life is. Cheers. And here's a cover that I've been enjoying playing. Thank you, Connor. A dear friend of mine told me that he was trying to learn a dear friend of ours song, and that dear friend of his had sent him the chord structure, and I said, "Oh, that's fantastic." Pardon me, I burped, and I continuously come back to this song, especially through all of this quarantine. The things that we think about of ourselves and how we want to treat others. We have one thing, and that's our reaction. You can say otherwise, but whatever. You guys know this song probably, or if you don't, you will now. It's Brad Yoder's song. Took a bus all the way downtown, where 100 of us sat around. I waited till they called my name, and they asked if I could fix the blame. But we know I'll be judged the way that we judge, and that's not usually pretty. 'Cause the measures that we choose are the ones that they'll use when they face us for jury duty, jury duty. So raise your hand if you recognize the defendants in their Sunday ties, as they try to shake the sins of youth, while the lawyers tug of war of truth. But we know we'll be judged the way that we judge, and that's not gonna be pretty. 'Cause the measure that we use will be the one that they choose when they face us for jury duty. Once I found mercy sweet, threw myself at her feet, and when I asked, am I cursed, she laughed, you're not the first, you're not the first. Take the worst thing you've ever done, make that moment your defining one. Who of us will get out scot-free? I can't ever get that line. I'll tell you now, it sure as hell ain't me. 'Cause I know I'll be judged the way that I judge, and that can hardly be pretty. 'Cause the measure that I choose will be the one that they'll use when they face me for jury duty. But we know we'll be judged the way that we judge, and I need you to remind me that the measure that we choose will be the one that they'll use when they face us for jury duty, jury duty. Took the bus all the way downtown to the courthouse where we sat around. They waited till they called my name, and they asked if I could fix the blame. Thanks for listening.
Chill.
Every Thursday, 7:30 to 8:30, I'll be live.
And your band Bandcamp?
Yeah, you can look up my Bandcamp. It's jeremy-caywood.bandcamp.com. The SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/jeremy-caywood. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jeremy. We love you, and you are awesome. Jeremey Caywood, everyone. And the show goes on. I am working on like a side project where I'm writing down all of my songs because my dumbass like can't remember all of them, and also just I don't think I've ever written them all down, and I don't remember all of them, so I'm sitting here writing them like, oh, I forgot that song even existed. So I also have to remember how to play songs sometimes. So that's a fun little side story that doesn't matter at all. Moving on, in the hole is Jimi Yamagishi. On deck, that's next, is Nalini. But coming to the stage right now, please give a warm welcome to Connor Griffin.
Hey guys, does my audio sound acceptable?
Sounds acceptable.
Great. Is it low?
It's a little low.
Okay. Well, we'll turn it up temporarily because I'm going to clip this.
Okay.
Hey guys. Hey, I'm Connor. I'm gonna bring the mood down as I usually do. We're gonna play some songs that make everyone upset. I'm gonna play 2 originals today. Both are about my dad. And yeah. Hopefully, we'll check in after this first. This first one's pretty long, so set's mostly over. But we'll check in after this first one and see if the audio is still good. All right. Down and degrade me, cut and bruise, aggravate me. I don't care what you do to me, but don't you dare hurt my family. Since Mom left, you've been lonely, paranoid, and controlling. I understand why you've been this way. That does not make up for the pain. I wish you could get better. Threw me off to those. Just checking in with everybody. Fucking hell. Alright, we're gonna start the chorus over. I wish you could get better. Then we might not sever all of our ties. I wish you could get better. Ooh. Then we could stay together, at least for a day. That's not to say that you've been changing, but you've been outdoing yourself lately. For years of abuse, you've shown me the answer. Threatened my mother when she had cancer. You held me down. You threatened to kill me, change. Man, you need to get better. Oh, you gotta keep it all together. Oh, man, you have to get better. Ooh, we can't stay together. Not anymore. And now I don't care anymore. You've pushed me away. I can't fight, I can't win. You'll never change. And I refuse to play all of your fucking games. I can't fight, I can't win. You'll never change. Wish you the best. I'm sure that you'll ruin it, fuck it up, and abuse it. I feel for whoever that it happens to be, but it ain't ever gonna be me. Not now, not ever again. I'm finished with you until the end. I'm done, never again. And I don't care if you get better. Not anymore. You can stay like this forever. Just leave me alone. And I don't care if you get better. Why should I care? You can stay like this forever. Just leave us all alone. But I still wish you'd get better. Ooh, I just can't wait forever. So it's time to move on. I still wish you'd get better. Ooh, but I can't wait forever. So it's time to move on. Did I like hardcore distort on the loud sections? No? Awesome. Great. We're keeping it at that level then. Everything sound good? No problems, right? Awesome. Thank God. All right. I got one more. This one's shorter, which helps offset that really long one. This is also about my dad. More vocals. More vocals. Okay. This one's a little less dynamic, so maybe you'll be able to hear me the whole time. This is also about my dad. It was kind of that one I wrote in like 2014, when I was still in college, and it was kind of it was like the first time I decided to try to, you know, more gain. Oh, I can do more gain. I can do more gain. We'll see if, yeah, great, awesome. But that was like when I first started to really have problems with my dad and start to realize what was going on my entire childhood. This was kind of like me checking in a few years later, and kind of reassessing everything and you know, yep. But yeah, don't know why I put my headphones on, because no one's talking, so but yeah. It's been 3 years since I've talked to you. You've barely been on my mind, because life with you was cancer, and I've hardly got the time. The damage has been done, though it be underneath the skin. Hard to comprehend just how you treat your next of kin. It's been 3 years since I fought with you, a bi-weekly pastime. It takes everything I have just to leave it all behind. Deep inside my hemispheres is where you left your scars. Our parents have the biggest influence on who we are. It's been 3 years since you died. Although there is no cause of death, they can find you in your bedroom where you're drawing steady breath. They say sons marry their mothers, daughters with their fathers too. I hope to God my sisters don't end up with anyone like you. They say sons marry their mothers, daughters with their fathers too. I hope to God my sisters don't end up with anyone like you. Thanks, guys.
Goddamn Connor Griffin. I die inside a little bit every day you don't have an EP released.
I'm working on it. I promise. I'm working on it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's a slow-moving process because quarantine. But yeah, it's I have vocals and guitar track for Borderline, which I played the last couple weeks. I'm eventually going to track Get Better, and I might put 3 years in there. But 3 years feels like an album, like a song I want to put on an album. But yeah, Get Better is going to be on there though. We're working on it.
That's very good to hear. Is there anything online where people can find you now? I can't remember.
Yeah, I have a Bandcamp. There's not much on it. I'm trying to get this recording of When the Rain Pours, which was recorded a long time ago, just up there. But my friend and engineer Laura lost the original file, so we're having issues there. But yeah, for right now, it's just like I did some Christmas carols and a cover of Danny Boy for my mom for Christmas, and I put it up on Bandcamp for her, and that was my Christmas present. So that's all that's up there right now. But I'll drop the link anyways, and you guys can check it out.
Well, say it verbally so that the YouTube viewers can get it.
Oh yeah, of course. It's bandcamp.com/wastedopportunities. That's what I've been performing under for a while. Yeah, bandcamp.com/wastedopportunities.
I think it actually goes in order: wastedopportunities.bandcamp.com.
Oh, yes, it is that. Absolutely, what Liss said.
I'm just such a shill, and I've shit so many times. That's.
Oh, please, I'm not. I haven't released much, so, yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Connor Griffin, everyone. I always love his sets. They're very emotional and everybody gets very excited. I just want to point out that M Theory did say in the chat, definitely did not bring the mood down. It was great. If I may add, it was fucking great. I loved it. I really love Connor's stuff. All right, the show must go on. Even if I drop my pen on my guitar, it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. In the hole is our sound engineer extraordinaire, Nick Graybeal. On deck, that's next, is Jimi Yamagishi. But coming to the stage right now, please welcome, it's her first time, Nalini. And hopefully she will tell us how to say her last name because I'm just going to butcher it. There you go. Nalini.
Well, hi, Lisa. Thanks so much for hosting this open mic. Really great to be here. Jimmy invited me, so I'm especially happy to join a fellow LA musician. And my first name is a little tricky. It's kind of like the word colony, but with an N. So it's Nalini.
Nalini.
Nalini. And if you could spell Nalini, you could find nalinimusic.com. And my last name is Lasiewicz. It's a Polish last name I married into. I'm going to sing a song. I've got 2 singles up on my website. The first one is, I submitted this for an art project. They gave me a painting, and then I was supposed to write a song about it. So the painting was an elderly man with a cap on, and he was standing on a mountainside in a field of flowers. And I'm thinking that maybe he was singing to his dearly departed wife. So this is called My Marie. I remember the first time we climbed up this mountain. Spring was in the air, I could follow your hair. You kissed me, we watched the clouds and heard birds sing. The sun was peeking out, it winked at me and said, stay with her. My Marie, you live on in my memory. You're a part of my heart. Hello, Marie, come here when I need to see traces of you in the clear blue sky. You like the color of your eyes. I remember the day you came back to stay. I took a ring from my pocket. You said yes, then kissed me, listening to the birds again, singing our love song. Helps me say these words again. I missed you, my Marie. You live on in my memory. You're a part of my heart forevermore. I get high, Marie, thinking about how you once loved me. We gave it our all, never keeping score. Loving you over a lifetime was so easy to I remember the years we shared our hopes and fears, raised our family. I never had a doubt you loved me. When I leave today, I'll take some flowers with me. Your colors help me feel look at you inside me, my Marie. You live on in my memory. You're a part of my heart forevermore. Hello, Marie. Come like the color of your eyes. Thank you. Thank you so much. So that was really fun. I think now that I've written a song for the painting, in the next iteration of the project, another artist will take my song and they'll create a painting around the song. So it's a really cool project. And the next song is actually the recording. I just finished it in February, and it's based on a poem. I'll do a little show and tell. It's a beautiful poem that I read from C. David Hay called Wings. I put it to music. We're making a music video of it right now, so if someone goes to my YouTube page and subscribes, they'll hear about the release of that next month. Oh, to catch the winds that fly and soar where eagles go, to leave the woes of troubled souls behind me far below. I listen to the song of birds and sail in endless flights, and chase the sun through cloudy paths and play with stars at night. The boundless heavens for my home, the breeze to lift me high, to rise above my mortal bonds and never have to die. Knowing I had found a way, the trails where angels trod, and when my wings took by no more, I take the hand of God. Oh yeah, I take the hand of God. The boundless heavens from my home, breeze to lift me high, to rise above my mortal bonds and never have to die. Knowing I have found a way, to trails where angels trod, and when my wings fly no more, I take the hand of God. Oh yeah, I take the hand of God. Couple of nature songs there. So if you'd like to hear my music, it's on nalinimusic.com. I have a YouTube channel, Nalini Lasiewicz, and I'm on Facebook. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks again, Liss.
Thank you, Nalini. Nalini Music. So it's Nalini. Nalini.
That's it.
So find her on the internets. NaliniMusic.com, is that right?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming, and please come back next week. We will be doing this show every Tuesday throughout quarantine. And so sign-ups start at 7 p.m. and then the actual performances start at 8 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. Well, Eastern Daylight Time, sorry. Eastern United States Time. Been learning a lot about that recently. And so between 7 and 8 for the first hour during signups, we kind of get some human contact. We chat a bunch. And we were talking about how the Pennsylvania timeline, I think, for reopening has entertainment scheduled something like, was it 10 weeks out from now-ish? Yeah, so we put it at like July-ish. So I feel like Connor wants to unmute himself. I'm going to unmute you, Connor.
July 20. We start May 11th reopening slowly. 10 weeks from that, which is July 20th, I think, is when
is when we would actually have performance arts spaces open again. Yeah, long time.
Supposedly.
Supposedly, if it doesn't get pushed back again.
Cool. Thank you for that, Connor. I think that's important. We have sort of a mid-Atlantic coalition going on between Pennsylvania, New York, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Delaware, New Jersey. I'm in New York. So we're kind of all doing a similar thing in this area. I'm in New York City, so shit's really weird. So I have no idea what performance spaces, what that plan is. We're like just beginning phase 1 right now, especially in New York City, because New York is so diverse. They're doing different things in different places. And if I remember correctly, the major cities of Pennsylvania were definitely closed down before the rural areas were. So I was living in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh was one of the first places that the things had to close down. In fact, Jeff Holt, owner of Hambones, I was just talking to him today. He remembered the exact date he had to close was March 16th, because it was like right before St. Patrick's Day, which was right before one of his biggest days of the year. So that's kind of fucking heartbreaking. He was talking to me today about finding ways to utilize his resources as a restaurateur, his kitchen, to make food, to make food, get it to people who need it, while at the same time supporting his business, getting some kind of income for that. So I'm going to put that to all of you, that idea. And if you have any ideas of ways that we could do it, it's basically subsidizing the Hambones kitchen to get free food to people who need it. And the way that I've been looking at things, if I know anything, and who knows, when the food supply when we have problems with the food supply, that's when shit's gonna really be bad. So if there's not food on shelves, if there's not any food availability, and people are hungry and desperate at that level of hunger, that's when riots happen. That's when shit gets really bad. That's when the problem is at its height. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways that the problem can be at its height. We experienced a lot of death. I keep the numbers in a notebook every single night. Worldwide, US, and New York State. We don't need to get into that right now. This is our time for music. I'm just saying. So if anybody has any ideas about how to sort of subsidize this restaurant business, this local business, help them get free food to people who need it, get at me. I will get at Jeff, and we'll figure some things out. On with the show. Okay, so in the hole, Shadow, you are in the hole. On deck, that's next, we have Nick Graybeal. But coming to the stage right now, please give a warm welcome to Jimi Yamagishi. And I'm going to unmute you, darling. There you go.
Thank you. Wow. Yeah, I kind of hope that even after quarantine, we can do this sort of a thing every now and then, because it's cool. I like being able to say, yeah, I played in New York, kind of. Anyway, it's Cinco de Mayo here in LA, which there's a lot of Mexican Americans. I grew up in East LA, so I kind of had very much of an affinity for that. Does this sound okay? Warm summer nights, when the moon is casting shadows, fire inside begins to come alive. The rhythm in my soul begins to take control, and the beat begins to flow, my Latin heart. From Brazil to Puerto Rico, or small town Jalisco, syncopation flowing through my veins. I will never be the same, dancing like the flame, and the groove just can't be tamed, my Latin heart. Estoy amor la vida, me siento viva, felicidad por vida, me latina el corazón. Estoy amor la vida, me siento viva, felicidad por vida, mi latino corazón. From Pittsburgh to LA, the rhythm is the same. Just go ahead and blame my Latin heart, my Latin heart, my Latin heart, my Latin heart. Thank you. There's a better version of that up on my Facebook page if you want to check it out. I've got a friend of mine singing it. She's actually in New Jersey. Hopefully she'll get back to doing music or something someday. And the other one is a trip to Mexico, kind of. The air was blowing in the breeze. We had the windows down. She had her bare feet on the dash. Her legs were tan and brown. Headed into the sunset. What a wonderful place to be. Driving down the highway between Ensenada and my dream. Pulled into a parking lot. Didn't have a plan. And through the doorway we could see a mariachi band. Suddenly we were dancing, levitating, I believe, somewhere above a dance floor between Ensenada and my dream. And I'm smiling at her, and she's smiling at me. And there's nobody else who can share what we feel. I'm just about to kiss her lips. The music starts to fade. I hear the buzz from my alarm. It's time to start my day. I close my eyes trying to recall the last part of that scene, holding on to the memories between Ensenada and my dreams. Yes, I know that she'll be waiting between Ensenada and my dreams. Thank you.
Jimi Yamagishi, everyone. You have a website, right?
Yeah, JimiYamagishi.com. Or you can find me on YouTube. I'm all over there. And
yeah, so find him. That's JimiYamagishi for those of you who are listening or watching on YouTube. And it's actually, he has one of the YouTube URLs. That's like a difficult thing to come by. So youtube.com/Jimi Yamagishi. You can find him there. That's very cool. Thank you so much, Jimmy.
Thank you, Liss. You rock.
You rock. All right, the show goes on. Let's see. We're coming down to the final performers of the evening. Mark J signed up. Mark J, you are still here. Awesome. Mark J is in the hole, and our final performer for the evening signed up so far. Sometimes people pop in at the last minute. On deck is Shadow, but coming to the stage right now, please welcome our engineer extraordinaire, Nick Graybeal. Let me find you. There you are. Hey, Nick.
Hey, am I feeding back at all?
No.
Okay, good. I'm doing a cover from Brad Yoder as well. So this song's called Hope We Get to Do It Again. Little background. Part of this is kind of inspired by the Tuesday open mic that happened at Hambones. Brad Yoder is one of our hosts there, and I asked him if I could cover the song, and he gave me the chords. And this is actually what Jeremy was referencing. I'll tell you more about that later. But basically, he would play this song at the end of every open mic, and it's just something I really connected with. But anyways, it was supposed to be on capo 4, but I don't have a capo, so I had to kind of rewrite the chords. So let's see how this goes. I'm not even gonna do that. Here we go. Every day comes bearing gifts, slipping past our fingertips. And I hope we get to do it again. So much to be thankful for, though we don't know what's in store. I hope we get to do it again. Although our time is short, how could we ask for more? Within this fragile span, I hope we get to do it again. Every day comes bearing gifts, slipping past our fingertips. And I hope we get to do it again. But anyways, that's... I hope we get to do it again. Brad Yoder, I really wish he would show up to this thing, but I'm definitely gonna share it to that dude. I want to thank him for giving me 1, permission, and 2, the lyrics and chords, even though I had to rejigger them because I don't have a capo. He even was just like, you know, he's like, you'll probably end up what do you say, reharmonizing this anyways, and I guess I did. I was gonna play another cover, but I decided against it because I wanted to do it in front of the person who was basically it was a Jeremey Caywood cover, but I'm gonna wait till he's actually in the audience. So I'm gonna play Home, and I think at some point in time I gave him the tools to play that too. So. Hoping to see him maybe next week doing that. I don't know. No time challenge or anything like that on that. But this song's called Home. One moment. No one ever said it would be easy trying to find a peace of mind. Put your feet upon the ground. Listen to the sound. Listen to the rhythm. Eventually you'll find home. And the wind blows and the rain falls down the creeks to the rivers, down the water flows as the current grows, picking up the pieces of where it was before. Listen to the rhythm. You're home. You'll find your north. You'll find in time you can find home. And here are some old lyrics I rejiggered into this. Let's see if I bring it back into. Now I take off on my journey, taking this path, come with me. When I think I lost my way, I remember what you'd say. You are not alone. Guided by constellations, sailors navigated seas. I realize as I weather these tides, the answer was inside. Look up to the sky and you'll find, oh, you'll find your north. No man is an island, yet I'm a boat at sea. Look around and realize you're not alone. This is home. Or you're not alone, this is home. That's some old lyrics coming back, so trying to I feel like I've still got some more work on that, but and I really feel like I could have put another chorus in there. But that being said, my name's Nick Graybeal. I have a website now, and it's not finished, but it exists. It's nickgraybeal.com. NICKGRAYBEAL. That is .com. .com, not .org, not .net, not .whatever, not .xxx. Eventually, maybe, but if quarantine continues for too long, I may need to get those dollars. But that being said, that's the middle part. NICK. GRAYBEAL at .com. No at. The burp is spelled .com. Anyways, thank you for listening. You can find all my links there eventually. Maybe not today. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It keeps revising, so I'm figuring it out.
Nick Graybeal, everyone, has a very interesting website. That's nickgraybeal.com. Thank you so much for playing. Home is my favorite song. I like seeing it develop in new ways. That's really cool. We do have a late entry into the race, and I'm going to try to get her to do a thing, but she might not do a thing. I sent you a message. So we're down to our last two, our final two. On deck, that's Mark. But coming to the stage right now with a whole new setup that I'm really excited to hear. Please welcome Shadow. And I'm unmuting you. Shadow.
Well, we'll make sure this works. I might need to just grab an acoustic guitar, but first, you do hear me over the microphone?
Yes.
All right, now I'm gonna unmute this guitar here. Did you guys hear a guitar?
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna just goof around with the loop pedal real quick. So I'm not an expert with this thing. Kind of gets to a point where it's like, Jane, how do I stop this crazy thing? But I'm just gonna go ahead and do something instrumental first. And I think that's the end of that.
feel like that means Shadow is only playing one song because he disappeared. Are you going to play another one?
No, yeah, I'll play another one.
Okay, cool.
Just needed a second to change some things.
Okay, well, Shadow is changing a few things. I need to change the list real quick. Mark, I'm sorry, but I didn't write down Eddie Brown's name, so I accidentally skipped him. So I'm going to put him in after Shadow, and then Mark, you can go after Eddie. I apologize for that. Totally my mistake. I verified with Eddie and then just neglected to write him down on the list. Totally my bad. I apologize. So after Shadow, we'll play Eddie Brown. After Eddie Brown, we'll have Mark J. So my apologies. Thank you for your patience, and I will give the stage back to Shadow.
All right. The dollar picture you framed belied the story I told for a minute. But now I finally let it go, and the minutes added up into years that need reclaim. I ventured in a bar, grabbed a brisket and beer on my return from the state line. I nowhere to be at the minute. Once at the cost of being early, I left just on time, less a minute. Then the minutes flashed by as I drove into the shadow of an old red Cavalier. I tried to take a minute back around the 79 fence, but still my partner made it to the box office late by a minute. I had the space to move down, but the stick grants a license to my elbow. So she said it flat down. She ain't budging, nor did she put her arm in her way. Could be the place and the seat and the minute. But now her face is a memory, just another that blends in each minute. It morphs into yours in that moment when our bodies talk and I pass my turn to act. And so excuse my recalling when you hit me my thigh, and I realized the later mention could have been mine for a minute. I took 58 from Jensen East to Sligo to Besnow, my highways. And so the bar's now where the once had just been a was. The world turns over by a bit at a time per the minute. I squeezed the lime from my Corona in my bowl of rice cycling, and my best man was here, and I wouldn't give him up for a minute. All right, thanks, Ian. So did that sound okay? First time trying it that way?
It was a little quiet, but I thought it sounded really good. Like the production quality was good. It was just the volume.
Okay. All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll work on that for next time. And thank you. And shadow again, everybody. Yay. Silent applause. Cool. So I've made it into the kitchen because it's that part of the night where I start to make dinner for myself during open mic, because that's like one of the bonuses of quarantine. Next time I feel like I might ask everybody what their favorite thing about quarantine is, because I thought to do that, but my brain is so scrambled from the past like few months of my life, as I'm sure many of us are experiencing right now, that I totally forgot not only to ask what your favorite part of quarantine is, but what my favorite part of quarantine is. Like, I forgot. I still don't remember. So for next time, that will be our theme for next time. So with our new revamped lineup, because I screwed up, next, on deck, we have Mark J. And coming to the stage right now, if you will please welcome Eddie Brown, everyone.
Hey, guys.
Hi,
hey,
Eddie.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Cool. So both voice and piano you can hear?
Yes.
Okay. up instead of St. Peter's. Mr. Andy Kaufman's on Russell Lane. Andy, did you hear about this one? Tell me, are you locked in the punch? Andy, are you goofing on Elvis? Hey, baby, are we losing touch? If you believe they put a man on the moon, man on the moon. If you believe there's nothing up his sleeve, then nothing is cool. That's all I have, okay? Have a good night, everybody. Uh-oh, where's the host?
I'm here. I'm just making rice.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Eddie. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
I love that Ken's in a portal right now. I always love it when Ken's in a portal. All right, so hopefully we have our final act. Maybe he was. Oh wait, no. Okay, I see you, Mark. You're here, right?
Definitely.
Awesome. Hey, dude, what's up? Welcome.
Well, thank you.
What do you got for us tonight?
So I don't know how well my mic is coming through. It's kind of ghetto compared to like everyone else's amazing mics.
No, it sounds really good to me, actually.
Okay. Yeah. So first off, I just wanted to say shout out to Nick, because if this was actually in the physical space of Hambones, he would be offering that reassuring, positive energy that I think we all like really appreciate. And you know, I miss it, but it was just heartwarming to see him play. And thank you, Nick. You know, like I really appreciate you. I'm not like a super duper open mic person. I've only done it like a handful of times in my life. So I'll just play a couple of songs. One song I wrote way before ever like we got into like pandemic land, but it's kind of like pertinent now to like what we're all experiencing. So and then I'll do something a little bit more positive. All right. World's empty, I lament the sky, just the sun, or the tides, clouds of nothingness, lingering inside my head. It's been months since I've seen a soul, and I never thought I'd miss the people. They used to only make me mad, tired, frustrated, and sad. Outpost at the end of the line. I'm sitting here, I'm losing my mind. I don't know where they've gone. I hope it's somewhere in you. Whoa. Thanks. So the second song I want to do, I just wrote it, and I'm questioning whether I should include the foot tambourine. Part of the distinction is whether it becomes like this crazy one-man band thing, you know, that is like a little cliche, but I'm seeing from Liss like a very positive thumbs up and maybe some chat that suggests that the foot tambourine is pretty good. I'll just mention this is the Amnon foot tambourine, and I made some special high-tech mods to this. So it's a little tinny, and so I made it just a little bit less tinny by adding some surgical tape to it, so that the cymbals didn't crack together like a little too much. Just to prove that it's actually going on my foot, I'm going to actually like show you that it is indeed on. Actually, I'll lose my balance if I do that, so I'm not actually going to do that. Yeah, I wrote this song. It's about something that I think I definitely experience, and I think many people probably experience, about life and growing up. So I'll do this song. Come to those who disappears the majesty. Things come to those who grow. Give up and you never know what's inside that tiny seed. Patience has its own rewards. Awkwardness is par for the course. Growing up is fucking hard to do. Keep an eye on your waiting bloom. Restlessness you move too soon. Make the best of what they offer you. Shadows plummet to the ground. They land without making sound. It disappears the majesty. Things come to those who wait. That's what I always say. Every time I'm hearing you complain. Remember, over every cloud, bright sun is shining down. Let's go play out in the rain. Keep an eye on your waiting blooms. Restlessness you move too soon. Make the best of what we offer you. Steps plummet to the ground. They land without making sound. Blink and disappears the majesty. Thanks.
Mark, everyone, do you have a website or someplace where you want to shill your music or stuff that you do or anything? Instagram?
I don't. I'm sorry. I just share.
That's fine too. Everybody is welcome, and I really hope you come back next Tuesday. We'll be doing this for into the foreseeable future, I guess is what I'm gonna say from now on. Tuesdays, once Hambones opens back up, Hambones will have Tuesdays back, but the tech team and I have already discussed ways to continue this format into the future because it seems like a good thing even if we're not in quarantine.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much, Mark. I really liked your songs too. I'm glad you used the foot tambourine. That shit is not easy.
Oh, yeah?
I don't think so. I have one and it's super fucking hard for me.
I don't know. I got it like last week and I've been like trying to like work out like how to use it properly. Thank you so much. That definitely like that was something I needed to hear. That was awesome.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm really glad. Everybody, round of applause that's silent for Mark. Yay, Mark. Come back next Tuesday. It'd be lovely to see you. Is Liz still in here? Can I hassle her? Oh, I see your book, bitch. I see you got your book out. I want you to read it. Are you gonna read it for us, huh? You gonna do a thing? Yes! Yes! Okay, I apologize for my outburst, but Liz Tripoli is seriously like one of my best friends, and I'm very, very excited to have her join us this week. So I'm gonna unmute you, Liz, and you will be our fucking headliner.
Cool. My phone might die. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So, okay, my phone might die, and then it's just a mystery how this ends. So there you go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read an excerpt from one of the stories in my book, and it's sort of in the middle. And if you like it, message me, and I'll send you the whole story for free. All right. All right. So I got to kind of summarize. Okay. So basically, all that you've missed so far is older guy waiting for his wife to get home, basically. All right. Earlier, I was watching the news and eating microwave popcorn. Gina hates the smell, so I usually try to have it when she's not around. When I heard her key in the lock, I closed up the bag and shoved it under a cushion. Ugh, I can smell that. I picked up some groceries on the way home, she said. I thought you just went on Sunday. They had some great deals today. Besides, we needed more milk. Oh, damn it. What? I yelled into the kitchen as I pulled the popcorn bag back out and resumed eating. Why not if she could already smell it? I forgot the milk. You want to go down to Jack's and get me a gallon of skim? Not really. I don't know why I was wasting my breath. Fighting with my wife is like fighting a robot army. Resistance is always futile. You can take Rupert for a walk. He's prancing around this kitchen like he's on fire. You didn't see this? What is wrong with you? You were home 2 hours before me, and you didn't think he might need to go out? You just waited for me to get home? I didn't know you were going to be so late. The shoes went on. I went for the leash while she continued to yell at me. Her gripping split off from the topic of the dog. Her griping split off from the topic of the dog and headed into the well-charted territories of sock placement and dish accumulation, etc., etc. Despite the fact that Gina was the one who wanted the dog, it seemed easier just to take the dog to the corner store and avoid the drama that would otherwise ensue. It would drive the argument into the subject of Trevor and Vanessa. Fine, I'm going. With that, I pulled the dog out the door while Gina was still talking. It was still pretty warm for September, so I left without a jacket on, and thankfully, that meant no jacket for Rupert. Gina had this awful little red knit thing that she forced on our poor Russell Terrier on breezy days, so at least I was allowed to keep partial dignity. Of course, that was until I actually made it to Jack's. I made the trip to Jack's with Rupert a few times. It's never an easy event. Rupert wants to come into the store with me. I have to tie him to the meter outside and then practically run through the market so that no one has time to yell at me for the barking menace. Rupert is usually a good dog, but sometimes he's kind of an asshole. Today was no different. I tied him up, dashed into the store, grabbed Gina's milk, and tossed the money to the cashier, apologizing for my yipping dog along the way. As soon as I emerged from the shop, Rupert stopped the ruckus, ending with an embarrassed snort, and looked away from me, as though he just realized the barking was unnecessary. You done now? Rupert responded by standing up and facing the direction of home. I headed back with Rupert, leash in one hand and milk in the other, in one of those flimsy thank you bags that couldn't safely contain a candy bar, let alone a whole gallon of fluid. Jack's is only 6 blocks from our house, so the whole trip would have only taken 15 or 20 minutes, but, as I said, it was a nice day, and I figured Gina was probably still angry at me. So we meandered around through the neighborhood, with me enjoying the pre-autumn air and Rupert enjoying the random scents along the way. We passed a narrow alley between 2 colorless brick buildings that had once had dignity, but now had debris. The building on the right housed a specialty market with such oddly specific hours that I never actually saw it do any business. The apartments in the left building had once been considered upscale condos, but were now mostly vacant and in constant flux of ownership from what I've heard. I always imagined there just being one remaining tenant, an elderly lady, at least 20 years my senior, cooking soup on a hot plate while the rest of the world built up around her. She was a scared recluse that had always lived there and would one day be forgotten completely by time. I hadn't realized I'd stopped to look up at my imaginary shut-in until I felt Rupert jerking me in the direction of the alley, sniffing vigorously and pulling to the ends of his lead. Suddenly his yippy bark began, but came out strangled by his collar. He turned to face me, wriggling his body free of the collar completely, and went sprawling into the dark end of the alley, all tiny fangs and saliva, a terrifying vision of him that I had never seen before. To my surprise, I dropped the damn milk. I'd expected the bag to rip halfway home, spilling its milky guts all over the sidewalk. The gossamer sack stayed intact for the duration. Realizing then that my focus was on entirely the wrong thing, I headed into the alley after my dog. I only stopped once I heard the whimper. I don't know why I stopped. It seems cruel in retrospect. Shouldn't I have run faster upon hearing Rupert's obvious cry of pain or fear? Somehow the sound frightened me as I thought, what in God's name that this fearless little dog could be afraid of? He challenged other dogs twice his size and tried to vanquish the vacuum weekly. Whatever he is afraid of, I figured that I surely would be too. That's when I saw it. Taking my eyes a few seconds to adapt to the darkness of the corridor, but the mammoth's shadow at the end was not his shadow. It was just Mammoth. It looked like a furry animatronic puppet from a children's show, if the show was intended to terrify toddlers and their parents. Its hair was matted down around its face, crusted with fluids unknown. I couldn't make out any feature on its face, but its size was immense, especially the distended, oily-looking stomach. It seemed to have cloven feet, but it was hard to tell from such a distance. Rupert was frozen just feet from it, whimpering softly and shaking like a paint mixer. I'd never seen an animal so petrified. I wanted to go to Rupert, grab him, tear back down the alleyway, but I was too afraid to move. The hulking figure stalked a few feet and lifted its massive head in my direction. I couldn't make out if it had eyes to see me with, but decided to step back to start my escape regardless. Only I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even scream. The monstrosity didn't seem very interested in me, after all, at least not immediately. It seemed to fix its gaze on Rupert, leaning down to sniff Rupert in a convulsive snort before moving heavily closer towards him. The thing raised its mighty paw and swatted Rupert's face with the slightest of effort, causing my dog to crash into the neighboring wall and a bone-crushing thud. The quick, high-pitched yelp made me momentarily believe that Rupert was dead, but shortly after, I picked up on his short, panicked banting over the pounding in my ears. Rupert lay slumped over the rubbish and broken bits of stone, his last moments to be spent in filth. I assumed the creature was done with the pet, ready to move on to the master, but I was wrong. The beast hunkered down on all fours, unleashed its wide, red tongue to lap the blood Rupert had smeared across the wall. When it finished with the wall, it turned its attention to Rupert's huddled mass. As it opened its mouth, I could see all of the thing's curved fangs, each one at least 3 inches in length, except for a few that looked broken and jagged. The color reminded me of an old Civil War photograph, save for the one incisor that was darker than the beast itself. As it tore into Rupert, I tried to close my eyes, but I could only blink. I don't know what the monster did to me with that one glance. I only knew that I was paralyzed. I was forced to watch as its tremendous maw ripped through the tendons of Rupert's hind leg. It yanked its head back with each chomp, pulling the sinew taut like it was playing a macabre violin. Thankfully, Rupert had stopped making any sound and was finally dead. His whimpers were unbearable, making me regret every time I'd swatted him off the couch or kicked him out of bed. I continued to work on my paralysis. I concentrated on moving my big toe, as I'd seen in a movie once. No matter how much energy I directed at my foot, there was nothing moving. After a while, I found trying to focus on my toe had me paying less attention to the horror movie in front of me. I need to be elsewhere in my head. And then he goes elsewhere in his head. Read more if you want by messaging me, and I will send you the story. You can follow me on Twitter. I update it almost never, and it's my name, which is Liss Tripoli, or if you're Liss Tripoli. And mostly hit me up on Facebook. And it was cool to be here, but I have a bunch of cooking to do and drinking to do, so I'm gonna go do that. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us, Liz. We appreciate you. I love you. It's really nice to see your face. Maybe we can like FaceTime sometime, because I think you also have an iPhone. That would be cool. Oh, one last question. Is this from your book that's on Amazon?
I think it's actually not on Amazon. I got to check into that because it was supposed to be, but I think I forgot to change the page color. And to be on Amazon, I had to change the page color. So,
oh, you mentioned that.
One day I'll do that. Otherwise, I have like 4 copies.
What's the name of the book?
It's The Center Cannot Hold.
Okay.
This is if you can't barely see it because everything in my house is dark. But yeah, it's a collection of short horror stories. I probably should have mentioned that before I started reading about the dog getting murdered. Sorry. But yeah, there's other subjects as well. So
it was a bit surprising. Yes.
Oops. My bad. Sorry.
All right. Liss Tripoli, everyone, or as I like to call her, Liss Tripoli. So I put in my headphones because for some reason, I feel like before Liz even agreed to do something, I wanted to do a reading rather than a last song. So how does my vocal sound? Can you make out the words coming out of my mouth? Yeah, everybody's got it. So this is really short, and I read it to a friend of mine the other day, and I thought it was really interesting and poignant, so I kind of wanted to share it with all of you. It is super personal because it's actually an entry in my journal or diary, if you will. So that's kind of hilarious. So If I super regret this, feeling cute, might delete later. Yeah, that means I would delete the whole fucking YouTube show. Yes, that's what it means. So, preface, I have bipolar disorder. So this is kind of about experiencing the symptoms of that, or it is, yeah, it's partly about that, and that sets up what is about to happen. But it's very short. It's only like 2 paragraphs. So I wrote this on March 26th, 2020. So right as we had sort of entered into quarantine, and I feel like much of the country had entered into quarantine, and this is where I was on March 26th. Definitely a manic episode. I barely eat. I barely sleep. My thoughts run 1,000 miles a minute. I compare myself to God. I believe God has a mission for me. I'm moving into the U.S. epicenter of a global pandemic. Watching life unfold. I truly have no idea what will happen in the next week. This is true across the globe as the COVID-19 virus scours the world. I'm moving forward with a batch of contingency plans. I'm prepared to accept any scenario, even ones in which I die. I just do not want to die in this house. Not this house. Different house. I will survive. I've been trying too hard for too long to die now. Several cogs need to fit into place for this to work. And, so far, they fit. That's it. And they fit. And here I am, not in that house, but in this house, in Castle, which is great. I'm really happy that I'm here. And as much as there's like this, all of these manic things going on, I really do feel like I'm on a path that I'm meant to be on. And I really do genuinely feel like I'm on a mission from God. So that's a real thing. And I don't feel like that's just like a symptom. I feel like I really feel that in my heart. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna wrap up the open mic. Wes, if you're ready to cue us out, I will do my little outro, and then we will unmute everybody and fall apart into absolute chaos, because that's usually what happens when everybody gets unmuted. And then I or Wes will hold to the forum so people can hang out and chat for a little while, as long as we can stand it or figure it out or whatever. So ready, Wes? All right. Thank you for tuning in to this virtual open mic. We will be here every Tuesday throughout quarantine, and then we will continue into the foreseeable future. So please join us on Tuesday evenings. Thank you so much for coming out, and remember to choose bravery, choose love, choose peace, and see you next Tuesday.